What is going on, guys? What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know if you can hear me. What is going on? Man, we have an exciting morning. A lot of excitement around some of the stocks that were at support. We'll get into that. Let me actually post this in the Discord. We are live now at everyone. All right, and then I'll get back to you. But yeah, bring me your questions. Any questions that you have about stocks, options, crypto, option strategies, whatever. Nothing is off the table. Let me send this out. All right. What's going on, Samson? Aloha from Hawaii. What's going on? Man, Samson, how do you trade from Hawaii? I went to Hawaii and I honestly thought of moving there part-time, but man, you'd never sleep, right? Because the market opens at 3:30 a.m. Lena. Hi, Lena. Hi from Istanbul. Good morning, Z. What's up, Regine? Doug, what's going on? But yeah, Samson, how do you trade from Hawaii, man? Like, you must never get sleep. But the good news is by 10 a.m. you're done, right? So you get to do whatever you want. What's going on, Mr. J? Razvan. What's going on, guys? Let's just wait for a few more people. Also, I got to post this on Twitter real quick. I'm going live now. Bring your stocks, options, crypto questions. All right. Cool. All right, so let's get into it, and then we'll wait for more people to join. Also, you guys should see the fundraiser link as well, so please use that as opposed to the super chats, and I'll try to get to your questions. Again, YouTube doesn't really make it that clean, unfortunately, but yeah. All right, let me see. I lost my chat already. Oh, there it is. Okay. Good morning from NYC. What's going on, guys? Okay, Floki. Someone is already asking about Floki. So Floki is the new crypto, I guess, because everyone hopped off of the Shiba Inu bandwagon. But I don't know if you guys have seen this. I've talked about this before, right? And I got a lot of hate for it, I guess, from Shiba Inu fans on my last, not the last live stream, but the last SHIB video that I did. I was saying that Shiba Inu, more than 70% of it is owned by 20 people, right? And there's one person that has 5.7 billion worth. And there seems to be a lot of money being moved around and the possibility of one or more of these holders dumping on the market, right? Like one of these whales dumping on the market. And I was saying that is a major concern. However, I got a lot of flack for it from people who want to obviously get rich off of SHIB, but it is what it is. You have to be realistic when you're trading, especially when you're trading these things here. So if you look at SHIB's chart, you could see the dump here breaking the bull flag. And I was saying that if you are in this, make sure that you're setting a stop limit below the bull flag, right? You don't want to get caught holding the bag. It has tanked another 10% today after dropping 20% yesterday, falling at the 21 EMA. Now, for those of you that are looking to start a new position, a trade, you can take your chances here at the 21 EMA and set a stop limit below that. But don't trade this stuff without stops, guys. You don't want to be caught holding the bag, right? So Floki, I don't know why this coin is actually making waves besides the fact that it is the next meme coin, has now taken over some of the volume from Shiba Inu, right? So you see it here. And the thing about these meme coins, what's funny is that they do respect technicals for the most part. So it is actually fairly easy to trade this stuff as long as you're setting up protections for yourself, right? So It was forming this bull flag, broke out of it in a classic fashion, and we now see another 20% pop. Am I going to trade this? Probably not, because I don't think it trades on an exchange that I use frequently. But yeah, I mean, there you go. There's the technical analysis on Floki. You know, you have to be able to recognize these patterns and play these breakouts. Someone else says Saitama, which is another supposedly meme coin that people are trading on these swap exchanges. I don't see one that is paired up with USDT, at least not on TradingView. So I'm not going to do that one for now. What do you think? Man, somebody had a question about. I lost it quickly. Another question about Floki. Which platform can you trade options, puts, calls, etc. from Europe? Okay, good question. You should probably use Interactive Brokers. Now, I'm not affiliated with Interactive Brokers. I just know that a lot of members that are in our private trading group use Interactive Brokers. So you might want to use that. And by the way, for those of you that are on the live stream, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. Anonymous donated $20 to St. Jude's. Thank you so much, whoever that was. Appreciate you. Yeah, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Let's bump this up, the YouTube algorithm. Riaz says, morning, bro. Cool. What are your thoughts on Stinger resource? I don't know. I don't have thoughts on it. Do you want me to look at a chart? I don't have thoughts on it, to be honest. And what are you talking about, a Canadian stock? I mean, I definitely am not going to have thoughts on that. I don't trade any other market besides the US market, to be honest. But if you want me to look at a chart, let me know. Hey Z, holding November 9th, Lucid covered calls at $30 on shares at 27. Obviously 400% down. No, guys, I have this discussion on a daily basis, right? In the Discord, okay? When you're looking at covered calls and when you're looking at cash secured puts, you're not down 400%. Yes, technically the position itself might be down 400%, but that is not the way to look at these trades. If you bought Lucid, say at $15 and you sold a covered call at 30, all you're saying to the market is, I'm willing to let these shares go for 30 plus whatever you got paid for the covered call. So if let's just say you got paid $2 to sell that covered call, right? You're just telling the market, I'm willing to let these shares go at $32. That is the consequence, right? You still bought Lucid at $15. You're still profiting. And yes, technically that covered call in isolation is down 400%. But in terms of your position with regards to your shares and your cost basis, you basically bought at 15 and you sold at 32. That's how you have to look at it, okay? And too many times people sell, and people are doing this today in the Discord, because I sold a covered call on Tesla yesterday for $12.05 that expires tomorrow. And if I get my shares called on Tesla, then I will be selling for a total of around $1,220, which is amazing because I got most of my Tesla below $400, okay? And I'm willing to live with those consequences. So stop looking at your covered calls and your cash secured puts as being down. Look at the consequence of what happens after you get assigned a covered call or a cash secured put, okay? So in this case, with Lucid, yeah, you either let the shares be called or you just keep rolling it out, collecting premium until you get assigned. That's really all it is, right? And you keep rolling it out and collecting premium, you are increasing your sell basis if and when you do decide to give up the shares. So just keep rolling it out. I entered a midterm play on Quantum Corp a few months ago. Could you check the daily? Where are you guys getting this stuff? Quantum Corp. Okay. Well, congrats. You got a nice pop today. I don't know when you entered. But in terms of, I mean, this is the weekly chart. You know, you have clear resistance going back years, close to $8.90. So set a profit target for yourself based on a realistic resistance. I don't know anything about this stock with regards to technicals. I mean, with regards to fundamentals. All right, we got a few more donations. Razvan donated $5 to St. Jude's. Thank you so much. Sorry, I can't pronounce your name. Shalker donated $10. Thank you so much. Anonymous, another $20. Thank you so much. Razvan, did you have a question that I missed? Brad donated $10. Thank you so much, Brad Barney. Thank you. You donated last time too. Let me see if you guys have any questions so that I can get to yours first. I don't see a question from Brad. I don't see a question from Razvan. If you did ask it, please ask it again. I know it's frustrating, but do that. Could we please look at Roku technicals? Regine asks. Yes, Roku is one that I had highlighted in a watch list, saying that if it did find support here, like wait for the earnings to come out, right? And if it did find support here, this is definitely a buy for me at least, right? And you can also play options on this because this is support going all the way back a year to November, and it actually crushed earnings from an earnings per share standpoint. It did come a little bit weak on revenue, and it gave weak guidance for Q4 due to supply chain issues and due to the chip shortage as well. But, you know, it still came in at extremely positive earnings. It was estimated to come in at 6 cents per share, came in at 48 cents per share. So I do like it here. Regine, and anyone else who's trading Roku, I would still set a stop limit at around the 268, 269 mark, okay? But I do like it here. I like it for leaps. You could do a poor man's covered call. You can buy calls if that's your thing. That's not really my thing. I usually like to combine option strategies in order to get some credit and limit my risk, but you can buy calls here, you know, mid to long-term dated calls on Roku if you like. However, I would pay attention to this level, and I would set a stop limit if you're in the stock at around 268. Excuse me. All right. So that's it on Roku. That is one stock that is on my list to buy, right? Another one is PayPal. I talked about this in the what was I going to say? In the video from yesterday, right? PayPal, another support level, looks almost identical to Roku actually. Another support level going all the way back a year. Now PayPal does report earnings. This date is off on TradingView. I think they report earnings on November 8th, so next week. For those of you that are risk averse, can wait for earnings to be reported. Obviously, if we see a pop, you were giving up some gains in order to gain some of that safety. But, you know, I do like Roku here. I think that there was a snowball effect. There was a little bit of profit taking. There was a snowball effect from the last earnings round, and then them announcing that they're going to spend a shitload of money to buy Pinterest. But then that Pinterest deal fell through. However, it kept snowballing and there was downward momentum. I do think that this is a decent support level to look at here. Now, even on PayPal, I would look at maybe the 219, 218 level for a stop limit, right? And again, if you're risk averse, I would wait until they report earnings on November 8th. So hopefully that answers any questions on PayPal. But that PayPal and Roku are two stocks that are at major support levels that I think there are good opportunities on, okay? So look at those. Again, with a coin like Floki, you know, if you know how to read a chart, then you will get the most benefit out of trading something like that and recognizing those patterns. If not, then I would not enter it blindly. Noriega says SHIB. I already went over SHIB. Rewind the stream. And guys, again, please hit that thumbs up. Let's kill it on the stream. Thoughts on Polkadot? We have a nice position on DOT. For those of you that are part of the trading group, that is actually one of our trade alerts on the crypto side. DOT broke out to all-time highs, cracking this resistance with ease, right? There was resistance at around the $48 level. We're currently trading at a high of $55. Now, in terms of where will the momentum take us, once you start cracking into all-time highs, it is very tough to try to predict where momentum will stop, right? Now, I do know that once you break these resistance levels, right, these long-time resistance levels, there's a tendency to retest this resistance as support. So if you're looking to establish a new position on DOT, I would look for that. Jumping in here, I think you are FOMOing and not getting an optimal entry. But yes, we do have a position on DOT. Shout out to Gunmetal, who is the DOT king. He's part of the Discord. All right, Catherine says, hey, Z, what is this? Cake coin? Oh, God. I mean, you guys are hitting me with some hot takes. These coins are all trading on these swap sites, right? Or these fringe exchanges. So be aware of that, because what that means is, one, likely, a few people are holding a large amount of this stuff. Most likely the founders of those projects. So be aware of them dumping stuff on the market, kind of like, what was that other meme coin? The Squid Game one, right? There was that video of that guy watching it go to zero in real time. So watch out for that. And two, it means that there isn't a lot of volume. And when there isn't a lot of volume, you're susceptible to insane drops. I mean, look at this. Like K-Coin, I don't even know what this drop is here. It dropped 72%. Wait, is this right? What is the latest candle? See, this chart is so fucked up. I can't even tell you what the latest candle is. Is this right? Did it just drop 72%? If that's the case, dude, guys, I don't know. You let me know. Is this right? Is it at zero? I don't know. I've never heard of this coin. I'm not going to spend more time on it, but if this is a true chart, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It dropped to zero. Oh, and I guess the latest candle is up because it went from near zero to whatever, cents denomination that is 0.00000 to the millionth power 91. So yeah, Seva going insane. Yes. I'm happy about this because I was actually assigned on a cash secured put, where I was assigned at the $43 level, currently trading at almost $80. That is the power of cash secured puts, is that you are naming your price, right, for a certain stock. And I had 2 cash secured puts on Seva when it hit this 300 MA here, willing to get assigned, and I got assigned at $43, and now I have, a few hundred shares of Seva at $43. Currently trading at almost 80. But thank you for highlighting this, because I didn't realize it was up 40% today. That's amazing. I will likely sell covered calls on this and do what's called the wheel strategy, right? So the wheel strategy is basically where you sell puts and you keep selling puts on a stock that you want to own. And then when you get assigned, you then sell calls against your shares. So you keep making money on those shares, letting your shares work for you, okay? So that is what I'm going to do on Seva, but I didn't realize it was up 40%. Shout out to those that got assigned with me at around the $43 mark. Okay. Yikes. I assume that yikes is referring to that Kate coin or whatever. But yeah. Nick Kesserling says LMAO, that a true shitcoin. Yes. I mean, guys, I know the prospect of getting rich is shared by most people, but just be aware of what you're trading, right? If something's trading on a fringe exchange and it has thin volume, know what the consequences of that could be, right? Anonymous donated 10 pounds to St. Jude's. Thank you so much, whoever that was. I appreciate you. AMC, let's go. Yes, we have an AMC. We have an AMC trade as well. So let's look at AMC. For those of you that are asking about it, we have a credit put spread on AMC that's currently up. So AMC is down today by, down about 2% today, but still finding support at this cluster here. Now, I would be concerned with AMC if it does break the $33 support. However, here at around $40, if you have a credit put spread or if you want to sell a cash secured put, as long as you know the risks of holding something like AMC, I think that's fine. The thing about AMC that's really phenomenal is that it doesn't have much volume, but those who bought back here seemingly kept all of their shares and are just holding, right? You see this volume cluster here on AMC. All these people that bought here on AMC that propelled the price, to between the $40 and $60 level, there isn't any selling thereafter, right? Look at the volume thereafter on AMC. That means that most of the retail investors And, upwards of 80% of AMC is owned by retail. So the power is still in retail's hands as it relates to this stock, seemingly, right? Because there isn't any major selling pressure thereafter. So everyone that bought back here in May and June, when there was that sort of second round of momentum, didn't sell their AMC. And because of holding AMC, right, you see that the price is trading in a very sideways manner. So there aren't, there isn't a lot of buying of new AMC shares. That is likely because a lot of it, most of the float is probably taken up. But also there isn't any selling of those that bought here. So the price is just hovering in that $30 to $50 range currently. So that is the take on AMC. In terms of AMC's short interest, I don't know that the shorts are piling up. It was still relatively high when I looked at it last, and the days to cover is still, it is somewhat of a battle between those that hold open short positions, right? Likely hedge funds, and the retail investors who bought a lot of their shares back here in May and June and are just holding on to them, contributing to this flat price that we see here, right? So as long as those retail folks who bought the shares back here don't sell, you will likely see the price continue to stabilize here. And I that's why I like plays like selling a put spread or even an iron condor on AMC would work really well. We currently have an iron condor on Lucid. And by the way, if you want access to all of our trades, link is in the description below. Oh, so let us go over a stock that killed earnings. Now, this is important, not only because we have a stock position in Qualcomm, which we bought not that long ago. I think it was November 1st. Correct me if I'm wrong if you guys are in the Discord. I think there was an alert sent out by one of our moderators and trusty analyst, Goku. He sent an alert for Qualcomm on November 1st. And obviously it's been a part of my watch list, and it's been a part of previous videos when I've talked about chip stocks, saying that you guys want to keep your eyes out on American chip companies, right? That is where the next wave after NVIDIA and AMD. AMD is technically an American chip company as well. But after those have run up to insane highs and you're looking for opportunities, there's still Texas Instruments, there's still Qualcomm. Intel, I think, has a long road to go, but I think Intel has a bright future ahead of it if you're willing to look at that 5-year mark after they build out their new fabrication plant. But Qualcomm was one of them, saying that, Qualcomm is sitting here at major support, right? You have this pattern here, this triple bottom pattern, and you really are shooting yourselves in the foot by wanting to invest in chip stocks and not looking at Qualcomm. And lo and behold, Qualcomm absolutely killed earnings. Now, the reason that is important is because of its guidance. So it gave really stellar Q4 guidance. And when all the analysts thought that the chip shortage would actually have significant effects on a stock like Qualcomm, Qualcomm said, no, to hell with the chip shortage. We actually are giving good guidance and can deliver on that guidance. So that signaled to the market that, hey, maybe the chip shortage is going to be over sooner rather than later, which is very important because chip stocks are some of the most important stocks in the market. If you look here on this Barron's article, it says NVIDIA stock is now the 7th largest in the US, and it even passed Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway. This is insane, right? And thankfully, we bought the dip majorly on NVIDIA. It is one of our biggest holdings and one of my biggest holdings personally in my retirement portfolio. You guys have heard me talk about this before, but I said that the semiconductor industry is going to double within the next 10 years, right? There aren't many industries that can say that, but it is as big as the semiconductor industry is, it is still technically a baby compared to what it is going to be. Think of all of the quantum computing needs. Think of all of the autonomous driving needs. Think of all of the automation needs and AI, right? The metaverse. Think of everything that's coming in the future. And they are, those things don't exist without chips. So for those of you that are overlooking the chip market, I don't know how you could. it is going to double, if not triple, in my view, within the next 10 years. And that is where, if you are looking to, build a retirement portfolio and you are looking at that long timeline, that in my view is where you have to look. And I talked about the SOXX ETF before, and that is now ripping through all-time highs. It was just at the 200-day moving average not that long ago when I made a video about it, saying that, you're shooting yourself in the foot if you are not picking this up at a major moving average. Currently trading at 501. Now, this does have a cheaper priced cousin called SOXL. Keep in mind, this is a 3x leveraged ETF, so losses can compound on the way down. But in the long term, I mean, this looks like just a straight shot up, right? This is the monthly chart for SOXL going all the way back to 2012. It started at 37 cents, currently trading at almost 57 bucks. So, those of you that are familiar with the channel know how bullish I am on semiconductors. And this was great news by Qualcomm. Again, not because we own an initial position in Qualcomm, but because it's of what it signals to the larger semiconductor industry. But yeah, I'm also down right now on an options position on Qualcomm. We opened a double calendar spread, and that's basically sort of a neutral position where you have a low end and a high end. And the high end for us was at 145, and it blew way past it by 10 bucks, up 155. So I needed to come down a little bit by tomorrow in order for that position to be profitable. But on our stock position, our long-term holding, obviously, this right here is great news. Shout out to the Discord, shout out to Goku, and shout out to Qualcomm. All right, let me get to your questions. Hopefully I didn't miss any donations. Okay, Sir ATL donated 10 bucks. Thanks a lot, Sir ATL. And you had a question. You said, could you check out technicals for DAL? Open the 40-41 debit spread. See, I love questions like this, Sir ATL. I love questions like this because they're very specific as opposed to just thoughts, right? So 40-41 debit spread expiring mid-December. Okay. The problem with airlines, brother, is that they are having a tough time with keeping their flights. And I actually have a flight later out today, by the way, but they're having a tough time, at least domestically in the US, keeping their flight schedules. And it seems like there is a shortage of workers. So you hear about these mass cancellations across the board, whether we're talking about American Airlines or Southwest or whatever. I do like where your head's at with regards to this play, because DAL actually has nice support here at the $38 level. And you have the 40-41 debit spread. Hopefully you didn't pay a lot for that. You didn't tell me how much you paid in your question or your comment. Hopefully you didn't pay a ton for this, but I don't mind that position. I do think that is a pretty decent strike price. You are cutting it a little bit close, but if you're expecting holiday travel to pick up, for instance, which is probably part of your thesis, I don't mind that 40-41 level. Just keep in mind that there are a ton of cancellations. So keep your eyes and ears out for that news story. But the 40-41 debit spread, it's a $1 wide spread, so your risk is not that great. And yeah, I like the strike prices. But just keep in mind. All right, doubled my money on quantum computing in 1 month. Holy smokes. Someone is spamming SHIB and they are about to get dropped. So put user in timeout. There you go. Ashish. Now you got put in timeout. Sir ATL, thank you for the question. Tree donated $20. Thank you so much, Tree. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Do you have a question, Tree? I don't see you posted a question. Yeah, I don't see a question. If you have a question, let me know, but I don't see it here. Armando donated 20 bucks Canadian. Thank you so much, Armando. Do you have a question, Armando? Oh, Razvan, you did donate before, so I will get to your question. Thanks for setting these up, Z. Do you see apps forming support here? Yeah, so apps I think they gave thin guidance, but apps has been a beast. Like if you look at the pattern overall, where it came from, the 300-day moving average hitting a height of 93 bucks. I was saying that, I say this every time. If you are a short-term trader, you want to watch out for these binary events. And shortly after earnings, it dropped 19%. Now, funny enough, it did beat on earnings per share. I think came in a little bit thin on revenue and came in a little bit thin on guidance, but it is finding support here at the 50-day moving average. Yes, for all intents and purposes, I know it's too soon to say, but it looks like it is finding support here, and I like apps at the $75 range. So, yeah. Tree, do you have a question? I'm looking for you since you did donate. I don't see any question from you. So, all right. Should I buy Activision now? I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. Yes, I think Activision is extremely undervalued here. And I do think that it looks like it is finding support. It is up another 2% today. So it dropped 14% on earnings after, and the funny thing is they actually beat on earnings per share. They came in a little bit short on revenue, and they delayed a couple of major titles. So that, tanked the stock even further, along with the bad news that they've incurred about leadership and some of the, some of the less than savory details about its work environment. But I don't mind ATVI here at $67. And for all intents and purposes, it does look like it is finding support here. So, and it is oversold on the RSI. So yes, if you are looking for a value stock that is undervalued, that has a bright future, yes, look at Activision. And for those of you that know how to trade options, yes, there is likely a decent trade here, especially because of this drop. Implied volatility likely shot up, so you can sell a credit put spread on something like ATVI. So ATVI is on the list, Roku is on the list, PayPal is definitely on the list, and we killed it with Qualcomm in terms of the stock. Again, down on the Qualcomm options position because it shot way past our expectations. LAC is soaring. Yes, we also have a position on LAC, thankfully. But lithium is soaring and uranium is soaring. Chin Music says, how about Shiba Inu? I talked about that. Rewind the tape. I bought NVIDIA at $35. Props to Michelle. Michelle, always a loyal viewer. I appreciate you, and a loyal commenter as well. You and I both. I bought NVIDIA right around there as well. I think the first time I bought NVIDIA, I was late to the game. It wasn't when I first got into Apple and those stocks, over a decade ago. I think the first time I bought NVIDIA might have been 2015. So yeah, I got it around the same price range, I believe. Seva almost $100. Z. Yes, I went over Seva again, but I'm really glad that I was assigned on those shares. It did look like a shit ton of shares to begin with because of the number of contracts that I sold, but in hindsight, it's amazing. I'm not sure what the news was with Seva. I think they might have gotten FDA approval on something, which is probably why it's soaring. But yeah, LAC also another stock that we own that is soaring. Someone had asked me about Materials Corporation. I believe it was in the Discord. They do report earnings today, I believe, but this isn't my favorite stock at the moment. It is trading range bound, and I do think that it is fairly low risk. If you want to look at how it performed in previous earnings, this right here, this tool that I use is called Market Chameleon, but I use it for a lot of things. I use it for options flow, and I use it to give me a snapshot of how stocks performed in previous earnings. Now, if you look, this is what Materials Corp looks like. So, it is rather muted the last two earnings, which means that you can likely trade neutral options positions based on this neutrality here, right? Based on the fact that it usually trades in a muted fashion within the expected move. But there isn't really anything on MP on the chart itself that tells me it's going to pop in a violent way. So take that for what it is. Obviously, we're not fortune tellers. It's just there isn't anything on the chart that says that, right? CK Classic says, best trading group. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I do think, if I will say so myself, that it is the best trading group. Not only do we go over crypto, we go over options, we go over stocks, we go over analysis, and it is also fun as hell. And I get to bullshit with you guys all day. It is, maybe you think I lead a sad life, but it is my favorite part of the day. Richard McGuire donated $5 to St. Jude's. Appreciate you, Richard. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Do you have a question, Richard? If not, I appreciate the donation nonetheless. Carlos, good morning. What's up, man? So I'll look for Richard's question. I'll look for Tree's question. Christian says options course. Yes, you will get an email if you signed up using the link below. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Okay, I should say this. So we are doing a relaunch of the options course on a new platform. A lot of you are asking why a new platform. Well, because there are certain features that I wanted to add to it. I wanted to add a channel, right? Like a mastermind channel for the options course. So those of you that are enrolled can actually jump on the mastermind channel in the Discord, ask me questions in real time. We'll be doing, live sessions. Like, it is really, one of my passions to be able to teach people how to trade options, because it is such a complicated subject, or seemingly complicated subject for a lot of people. And I want to demystify it in the same way that I try to do with technical analysis. So that is the reason that we are jumping ship and moving to a new platform, adding a couple of other features as well. But don't worry, those of you that have it from the previous platform, which was Teachable, you will be getting an email on how to join the mastermind channel. But for those of you that want to buy the options course that haven't, the first link, or might be the second link in the description, just read it. It's the one where you have to enter your email address. I will send you $100 off for the relaunch of the options course, but that link is only going to be up for another 3 days, and then it will be taken down. So if you want that, put your email address in the link below. It is in the description. You will see it there, and you will get emailed the coupon right away. No questions asked. All right, back to this. So did I miss a question from Tree or Richard? Eric, thank you so much, man. Man, you guys are blowing me away with these donations. Swear to God. Like, I hope you guys don't think that I'm just saying this. You guys are really blowing me away. Eric donated $20. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys so much. And more so, I'm sure the kids at St. Jude's and the staff at St. Jude's thank you even more than me, right? But all I have to do is turn on a live stream, and you guys are really putting in the work. And we're having fun and talking about trading while doing it. So I really, really, really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys. All right. Let's see. Is Sesson worth getting into right now? Yes. So Sesson, Daryl said, Hazy, I made a donation and had a question. Okay, Daryl, I will scroll up and look for your question right after this. Okay. Appreciate the donation. Nick Cordova donated $50. Nick, thank you so much, man. Blessings to you. Thank you. So I will look for Nick's question if you have one, and I will look for Daryl's question as well. Now, Sesson, obviously, this was a stock that made a lot of money for us throughout 2020, because we've been trading it since it was a penny stock, and it went all the way up to almost $6. And then there was this FDA event, right? This binary event where Vicinium could have either been approved by the FDA, and then we would have likely seen this in the double digits, or it could have been rejected by the FDA. And what happened, what happened to it is what was going to happen, which it dropped by almost 60% in one day. However, the FDA put the re-review of Vicinium back on the table. So that is why you see it popped from the 70-cent range, almost doubling to $1.30. Now, again, remember, you are trading things that have binary events, and these binary events are pharmaceutical approvals, which are the most violent. You see Seva today, go the right way, and it has been halted, almost hitting a high. It did hit a high of $100. So these things can go both ways. So yes, if you are looking for a riskier position on a penny stock that has potential FDA approval coming up, look at Sesson once again. But please keep position sizing in mind. Like something like this, I think people tend to overload. Something like this really should be less than 1% of your portfolio, right? Like your portfolio should be filled with blue chip stocks and sprinkled with some of these plays here that do have a lot of potential, but could end up cleaning you out if you oversize. So please keep that in mind. Please keep that in mind. All right. And I'm going to bring this chat over here. Wish more YouTubers did this. You know what? I wish more YouTubers did this too. That was the goal of this. If you look at, I'm not going to bring it up now, but if you look at the description for the health over wealth campaign that I started, I did say that, guys, every other finance channel, you guys are more than welcome to join this fundraiser. I kept it wide open so that anyone who starts a live stream can actually jump on this fundraiser. So if you guys watch any other finance YouTubers or any YouTubers in general, they can start a fundraiser on a live stream and they could just type in, either my name, the traveling trader, or health over wealth, and they can join this exact fundraiser here. But yeah, Just Ha donated $5. Appreciate you so much. Queenie signing up for the options course for sure. Thank you so much. Nully B, I didn't get the $100. If you put your email address, trust me, it's going to come after the forum gets taken down. So be patient. Because the new platform, sorry, I should clarify that the options course is not launched on the new platform yet. It will launch, I think, Monday or Tuesday. Okay. So yeah, Just Ha donated $5. Thank you so much, Just. And I missed Nick Cordova. Daryl, please post your question again, Daryl, so I don't have to look for it. Rewind the tape. You're definitely showing your age. Regine, we're the same age. I don't know if we are, but let's see. Daryl, please repost your question. Eric donated $20. Thank you so much, Eric. I don't know if you have a question. Alan Wynn, can you look at Big C technical wise? Okay. Let me just look for Serdar donated $20. Sunil Keshava donated $20. I believe you donated before, so appreciate you again. Okay, I made a donation, although small. Do you think you can look into my question, whether I should buy in for Microsoft right now? First of all, there isn't a donation that's too small, right? Everybody does what they're able to do, whether it's $1, whether it's $100. Appreciate you, okay? So Microsoft, no, I don't think you should. Dude, I mean, this is what the chart looks like. Let's look at the monthly chart for Microsoft. You are literally buying Microsoft right here. No, I mean, if you're dollar cost averaging, yes. If you're asking me, is Microsoft a good stock to own? Yes. But there was plenty of time to buy these blue chips, guys. Like, it wasn't even that long ago that Microsoft was trading at the 100-day moving average. That's why I say you should not be concerned with whether a stock is going to drop further. If there's a high conviction stock that you know is going to be higher in the long term than it is currently, you owe it to yourself to buy it. The only other one blue chip stock that really, besides the semiconductors that I went over, that really falls in this category is Facebook. And Facebook is popping again today. Our leap on Facebook is doing amazing things at the moment. I think it's up like 15%. But Facebook was at the 300-day moving average. And if you're not willing to buy Facebook at the 300-day moving average, aside from any, ethical reasoning that you might have, but that aside, then the market can't keep handing you gifts and opportunities. It just doesn't work that way, unfortunately. So yeah. All right, let me go back to this. Ramakrishnan says, Yozi, I made a donation to check my question. Ramakrishnan, check my question. You keep saying check my question, but it would really help if you just reposted your question as opposed to me looking for it. I don't even believe that I could do a Control F. I might be able to. Yeah, but for some reason your question is not popping up. So repost your question. Anonymous donated $5. Sridhar donated $20. Thank you so much. We went over this already. Anonymous, $10. Another $10. Marooned, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Maroondi Campbell donated $5. Harry Reddy, $5. Thank you guys so much. Okay, so Clear Hayes donated $5. Thank you so much, Clear. Nick Cordova, no question. Just love St. Jude. Appreciate you, Nick. Thank you so much. Anonymous donated 50 pounds. Thank you to whoever that was. Just Fatima donated $10. Thank you so much, Just Fatima. Anonymous, another $5. Wow, you guys are killing it today, even more than last time. Beata Molnar donated $20. Thank you so much. Guys, please, if you have a question, leave it. You guys are donating at even a faster pace than I can read. So, all right. So Ramakrishnan, who made a donation, said, here's my question again. Is LSPD a good entry point for now after an earnings overreaction? Okay, so let's take a look at LSPD. So Lightspeed Commerce Inc. I have no idea what this is. I'll be honest. From a technical standpoint, I think you want to wait a couple more candles. Okay. There's no rush on something like this. This thing dropped 31% seemingly on bad earnings and is currently sitting at the 300-day moving average. You don't want to catch a falling knife. Just wait, man. I think you can easily wait and see if the next few candles you're going to see a drop. Because even if something like PayPal, which is, if you guys missed it, is on a short list of stocks to buy at the moment. If PayPal was sitting at the 300-day moving average and you didn't wait, you would have essentially caught a falling knife, right? Currently, it looks like it is finding support. Obviously, we are not fortune tellers. It could drop further. But my point is, don't let one candle dictate any major decisions that you might be making, right? So I think that you can afford to wait another candle, 2, 3, 4 candles, right? So that is my take on that. Just Fatima, what is your skincare routine? Appreciate the donation. I don't have one, honestly. I've never used any sort of skincare products in my life, but I appreciate you asking me that. Considering I didn't think that I particularly looked like I used skincare. All right. Why is Taiwan Semi halted? Is it? I didn't know this. Is Taiwan Semiconductor halted? TSM. No, it looks like it looks like the ticker is moving. I don't know. I don't think it's halted. Any of you that know about this, let me know if that's true. I don't think it's halted, my friend. The ticker is moving. The price is moving. I don't know if it was halted before, but it doesn't look like it's halted. Clear Hayes, Marooned, and Harry Reddy. If you guys have questions, let me know. Harry Reddy. Okay. Could you please talk a little bit about what you meant by rolling out a cash secure put? Okay, good question. So rolling is just a fancy term for closing your option and opening a new one within the same order. Why would you want to do this? Mainly for 2 reasons. 1, to save on fees, and 2, to get the best price for your option because you are closing one and opening one instantly. But if you have a cash secured put and it is currently in the money, right, meaning that you will get assigned at expiration if it stays in the money, you can keep pushing that expiration date out and you can continue to collect more premium for doing so while extending the expiration date out, delaying the inevitable. So say on Lucid, if you have a $30 cash secured put on Lucid and it is currently trading at $36, or sorry, if you have a covered call on Lucid and at $30 and it's currently trading at $36 and you don't want to get assigned, you can keep rolling it out to December, January, February, etc. Now, the consequence of doing that is that obviously with cash secure puts and with covered calls, you have a large amount of money tied up because the platform needs to prove that you can buy 100 shares of stock if you get assigned on a cash secure put, or that you could sell 100 shares of stock on a covered call, or that you have the shares to do so. So it is going to tie up a lot of capital for you to sell a cash secure put. And so rolling it out isn't really for free because you are continuing to tie up the capital necessary to buy 100 shares of stock. So rolling really just means closing your option and opening a new one for a later expiration date, delaying the inevitable. Because if your option is in the money, the further out the expiration is, the less likely you will get assigned. Now, there isn't any guarantee that you won't get assigned, because in American style options, anytime you have a short option, you could be assigned at any given point before expiration, but it is much, much less likely to be assigned well before expiration. So that's why you continue to roll it. Now, if you want to learn how to roll on your specific platform, you can Google how to roll an option on Robinhood or on TD Ameritrade or on E-Trade or whatever it is that you use. But that is what rolling means. So thank you for your question, Harry. Ramakrishnan, I responded to your question already. Let's see if there are other questions. Clear Hayes, thanks for the live stream. Love listening at work. Can we go over apps? Clear, thank you for your donation. I keep wanting to say Claire, but it's Clear Hayes. I did go over apps. I do think that currently it is finding support after giving poor guidance. It is still significantly up from where we bought it, if you did buy it at the same time that we did. But it gave poor guidance, at least for Q4. It is still a beast of a long-term stock, and I do think that it will be back in the 90 range in the midterm. And it looks like it is finding support here. However, there's no guarantee that it is going to remain here. So I do think that you have to wait a couple more days to see if it does find support. Now, the sell volume is sort of dwindling. So if I had to guess, I would say that it finds support in the $70 range. But yeah, I do think it is still a good hold for the long term. You could check on a site like TipRanks, for instance, and see what analysts say about it. By the way, again, anything that I use here, if you want links for it, check in the description. You will usually get some sort of discount. But what was I looking for? Oh, apps. Let's see what the analysts have to say about apps. So yeah, just a few days ago, even after earnings, you have a bunch of reiterated buys with a ton of upside on apps. I do think it is a great long-term stock. It is not quite yet a blue chip, but it is a solid value, solid growth stock at the moment, right? A solid young growth stock at the moment. So you have Oppenheimer, Roth Capital, Maxim, Canaccord, etc., reiterating their buys on apps with, various ranges, but they're all in the $100 ranges. So, I do like Digital Turbine here, even after the drop. And for those of you that haven't established a position, you can get a decent entry here. Oh wow, Zillow's up 6%. I know Kathy was doing a shit ton of buying on Zillow. So the story with Zillow is that they basically offloaded their, and I'll talk about this pattern here in a second because I think it's important, but Zillow offloaded their, I guess, house flipping business. I don't know what they were officially calling it, but essentially what it was a house flipping business. And I think they were selling a bunch of their houses, and they were going to dissolve that part of their business. Another thing is that with interest rates rising, there's a lot of pessimism around home buying stocks because, yes, although home buying is likely going to continue for a while, and there is a shortage of homes at the moment, actually, and home prices continue to be inflated, as tapering begins to roll out, again, if you watch my video from yesterday, you'll see that the Fed started tapering $15 billion a month. They're going to keep pulling back, right, until we eventually get to zero, which would take us into middle of next year. And then they will likely raise interest rates, especially if inflation is still a thing. But because of that, when interest rates rise, home buying is going to slow drastically. So there was a drop in home stocks like Opendoor, like Zillow, and Zillow sustained, it was just a bad 3 days for Zillow and a bad 3 days for Kathy Wood, because I know that she owns a lot of this. So it dropped 6% one day, 10% the other, and then finally the death blow, 25% the following day. And now this pattern here, for those of you that are not technical traders or not confident in your technical trading, this right here is called a bullish harami. Now, harami means a lot of things in different languages, okay? In Arabic and in Hindi, it is a derogatory term. In Arabic, it means a thief. In Hindi, I think it means like a motherfucker, basically. But in Japanese, harami means pregnant, right? So the reason that it's called that is because this candle, this previous bearish candle here, this big red candle, looks like it's pregnant with a green candle. You guys might not be able to see that. Let me make the screen bigger. So it looks like it's pregnant with the green candle, right? So that's why it's called a harami. This is one of the most bullish reversal candlestick, two candlestick patterns that you see in the market. So for those of you that are swing traders, those of you that are options traders, I would look at bullish plays here for Friday and for next week based off of this bullish harami. So add Zillow to the list as well. And for those of you that are long-term holders, as I said, I don't really like the fact that Zillow actually did away with its house flipping business. And I don't like the fact that interest rates are going to continue to rise, which would actually which would actually cause a negative effect on home buying stocks. But there will be a bottom for Zillow. So Zillow is trading at almost $207, currently trading at $69. If you did want to establish a long-term position here, I wouldn't hate you for it. But I would set a stop limit on this at around $62, okay? And if you guys don't know how to set stop limits, just type in YouTube, the Traveling Trader stop limits. I did a whole video on how to set stop limits, how to pick your stop limit prices, where to put the stop price and the limit price, etc. So there's a whole tutorial on how to set stop limits on YouTube. So type in the Traveling Trader stop limits explained or stop limits tutorial or whatever, and you'll see that video. But this right here is called a bullish harami. And I actually, after I get off this, will enter a trade likely, and I will send that out on the Discord. So if you're part of the Discord, look out for that. If you're not part of the Discord, I don't know what the hell you're doing with your life, but sign up. Link is in the description below. Yeah, guys. So let me get back to the chat. That is Zillow. That is my tangent on Zillow. I talked about apps, clear haze. YouTube doesn't allow for now. Sorry, can't donate in this region. Don't worry, Yao. Don't worry about that. It's the intention that counts. Okay, so did I miss? Regine says, yeah, we are. Regine, but you look a lot better for your age than I do. I need to be asking you what your skincare routine is. All right, Etsy at 52-week high. Yes, Etsy is one that we also bought on the dip. Wow, I did not realize that. See, you guys distract me when I do these live streams, but it was also part of a previous watch list as well, saying that, Etsy does look good at the major moving averages, and it is up 13% today. I assume it crushed earnings. Yes. So Etsy came in above earnings, above EPS and above revenue beats, and they probably gave good guidance as well. So yeah. And I do think there's a long-term position on eBay while I'm at it. I do think eBay, there is a nice solid long-term entry here. Also beat on revenue, also beat on earnings. But eBay is also entering into the, I don't know what that space is, but the fintech space that Affirm is part of, where you buy now and pay later. eBay is also entering into that space, which is huge, right? And seems to be boosting sales all across the board. It seems that every stock or company that enters into that market, that buy now, pay later market, seems to rocket, right? I do think there's a decent entry on eBay for the long term. I don't think there's a huge amount of upside in the short to midterm like we saw with Etsy, but there is a decent entry here at the 50-day moving average. What about Intel? Yes, I went over Intel, but Intel, I think, is the most underrated American chip company, because their upside is not going to be seen for quite a few years, right? Their upside, they're building a fabrication plant. For those that don't know, in order to build a fabrication plant, a CPU fabrication plant, it takes at minimum 2 years. It is a very long process. So we likely will not see the effects of Intel's growth until then. Moad Dakil talking about SHIB. I talked about SHIB. Rewind it. Hey, what's up, Zaddy? What's going on, Mr. Salvation? I'm sure I missed a lot of questions and donations. This thing, I hate when it jumps like that. Just Fatima, just wanted to make you laugh. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Just Fatima. Thank you so much. And you did make me laugh. Bought the course early 2021, and I use it over and over to rethink all of my option strategies. Appreciate you. The old platform will roll over. I will keep the old platform up. That's a good question. But I will add you guys to the mastermind channel that I'm creating on the Discord. So again, you will get an email. Guys, if I missed your questions from a donation, please repost them. It is not my fault. YouTube does a really shitty job of this. If you donated, if you gave a super chat, then it would post your question at the top. Obviously, I don't want your super chats. I want you guys to donate instead, but I wish that it would mimic that functionality and would post your question to the top after a donation. The call side of QCOM double calendars up 45%. Yes. Is it? The QCOM play, that double calendar is actually down because QCOM actually crushed our call side. However, it is dropping. You know, it was up at 160. It is dropping to 154. I will check it after the call. But yeah, currently that specific play was down, even though we're up on the stocks themselves. Anonymous donated $20. Thank you so much. Euphoma said, "Why is Shiba crashing?" I talked about that, but guys, nobody wanted to listen. Not nobody, but those that were believers that thought I was hating on SHIB in my last video. I was saying that SHIB has a terrible Gini coefficient, right? Meaning that most of the SHIB is owned by a handful of people. And that scenario creates a very dangerous environment because those people will easily dump their SHIB on the ones that bought at the high because they own large amounts and they can essentially make billions of dollars overnight. So that is essentially what happened. A lot of SHIB was dumped on the market and it broke the bull flag to the downside, right? Novice question. When people say take profits, do they mean sell all your position? No. They can mean a whole host of things. That is a very vague term. Essentially what I do when I take profits, unless it is a swing trade where I'm like, okay, I'm going to buy a certain amount of stock here and I'm going to sell all of that stock once it hits this profit target or once it falls below my stop limit. But what I do on Tesla, for instance, I took profits on Tesla, but I didn't sell my entire Tesla position. It's just that Tesla got overweight in my portfolio, meaning I have a rule for myself where if something in my holdings gets over 10%, I trim it to keep to that 10% mark, right? And then I take the winnings from that and I put it into an index fund. Okay. Now you can take the cash and you know, go crazy in Vegas or go spend it at the grocery store or whatever. But for me, that money that I take after a position gets overweight in my portfolio, I sell enough to keep it at 10% if I still have a high conviction on that stock. And then I take those extra winnings and I put it either into another play, like right now I'm looking at PayPal, Roku, Zillow, etc. Or I will take it and just pop it. If I don't know what to do with it and I don't need the cash, I will just pop it into an index fund like the QQQ or like the SPY, etc. for the long term. Okay. So take profits could mean a whole host of things. And you probably should ask the person that told you that for context. Nick Cordova donated $55. Another $55. Thank you so much. Nick Cordova said, my question is, can I get someone to match me? Nick, I appreciate the donations, man. You are definitely, you're always on here donating. You're definitely generous. But, you know, if people can match it, for sure. But people, you know, are going to do what's in their abilities, whether it's $1 or $55. I appreciate you guys. Boon Lang. Hey, Blinky, what's going on, man? Donated $20. Blinky is one of the moderators in the Discord. Long time supporter of the channel and also a repeated donator. So thank you, Blinky. I love this guy. Explained on point. Yeah, thank you, Harry. Hopefully I'm answering your questions appropriately. Blinky says, love you, brother. I love you too, man. I love you. And I always appreciate your inputs on the Discord as well as you popping up here when you are a busy guy with a life of your own. But I appreciate you, man, a lot. I'm up 25% on NVIDIA. Harry said, I'd quit my job and come work for you if you've had me. You know what, Harry? I've hired quite a few people from the Discord to do various things. So let me know what your skills are, man. And you know, I want to continue to grow it. And if I have a position for somebody, I would much rather hire somebody from the inside than go outside. But yeah, I've hired 3 people from the Discord, all from as a matter of fact, everyone that works for me came from the Discord. So I do like to give back. And I would much rather give you guys an opportunity if you have a certain skill that can contribute and that we can use. So hit me up if you're part of the Discord. Let me know what business it is you're in or what your skill set is. And if I have something for you to do, I'll find it. Kathy has sold a lot of Z. Oh, you know what's funny? That is so true. Sergey says Kathy sold a lot of Z because she initially had done a lot of buying, and then I think she capitulates. Okay, so you're 100% right. I read this news story yesterday. So she finally capitulated, right, and sold a lot of Z. It's so funny because when we talk about market cycles, right, capitulation is one of the features of whether something has found a bottom or not. Is capitulation when people finally, they're holding, the thing is tanking, right? Like if she held Zillow when it was $207, it dropped to 150, dropped to 100, and she's holding it for dear life, being stubborn about her position, digging her heels in, and then it finally drops to $63, and she's like, okay, fuck it, I can't justify this anymore. I'm selling it. That's called capitulation. So it would be hilarious if she capitulated here and then the stock finally started going back up, right? But that is one of the signs that something found a bottom, is when the masses actually capitulate and let go of a stock or let go of the market, right? But yeah, I've talked about Kathy before. I completely respect her, and she's definitely more successful than I am in the space, and has a lot of experience. But it does not mean that we can't criticize one's decisions, right? I don't think that it's smart to have Zoom. I've said this before, even when Zoom was trading at $400. I don't think it's smart to have Zoom and Teladoc as your second and sixth largest positions. Not in this market, right? Not when COVID is on its way out. Obviously, the disease is here to stay, or the virus is here to stay. But in terms of the effects that it's having on the market and the effects that it's having on the healthcare system, those two things are diminishing. And that's objective. That's based on objective data. That's not my opinion. And the world is looking to reopen. It is continuing to reopen. The economy is booming. So I don't think that having Zoom and Teladoc as two of your top 6 holdings in one of the largest actively traded funds is smart, in my opinion. And, buying that much Zillow and then selling it when it finally drops, I mean, yeah, you can criticize one for their decisions, regardless of how much experience they have. I mean, no one is without, is outside of the bounds of criticism. Even me, I've been in the markets for almost 2 decades. And yes, my decisions get criticized all the time, and that's fine. LOL, it means bastard in Urdu Hindi. Oh, you're talking about harami. Yeah, exactly. Harami is a thief in Arabic. Yes, that's what I said. And for those of you that speak Japanese, let me know, confirm if it actually means pregnant, because that's what we were taught in charting, is that harami is actually a Japanese word meaning pregnant. Hassan Gardezi donated $5. Thank you so much. Hassan, if you have a question, let me know. Regine, LMAO. All right, guys, if I missed your questions, let me know. If you guys donated and I missed your questions, let me know. Oh, Joso, come on, man. If I am not prying, may I ask how much are you worth? Well, one, yes, that is prying. 2, what's more egregious than that is how many fucking times you posted this question, man. I got to put you in timeout. Come on. But it does not matter how much I'm worth, okay? That outside of just the sheer curiosity, it doesn't matter. I fly private jets. You need a pilot. David, seriously? What? Where are you based? If you're on the West Coast, let me know, man. Yeah, I definitely could hire you for the next meetup that we do from LA to Vegas. Guys, stop spamming. For those of you that are spamming, I'm gonna put you in timeout if you are continuing to post your question a million times. All right. How do you think the bank stocks will perform in the short term? Yeah, I do think bank stocks will continue to go up. And if you don't want to pick specific bank stocks, look at XLF, which is the financial sector and is absolutely ripping at the moment. And will continue to rip as rates go up. And by the way, if you guys are on the stream and you haven't hit that thumbs up, I want you to take a second and hit that thumbs up. That would help out the stream a lot. But we are getting a good turnout here. You know, over, I don't know, 3,300 donated to St. Jude so far. That's amazing. Yeah, I do think that bank stocks will continue to rip. Just know that you're buying at the high. But I think into next year, you will continue to see bank stocks ripping. Yes, I do think so, especially as interest rates go up. When will Tesla sell off? Nobody can tell you. When? Probably never, depending on the price range that you are looking for. I got caught selling a bearish spread at 970, 980 expiring next week. That will probably expire, in the money. Sad to say. And I wouldn't be stubborn about rolling that position either. You just take the loss and you move on, and then you sell a higher bearish spread above 1,200, for instance, right? I will cut losses on this and go even higher because there will come a time when, yes, it will retrace, but holding on to a losing spread, you can easily offload that and sell another one right now at above, I don't know, the 1,290, 1,300 bearish spread, right? I fly private jets. Oh, David, yes. Hit me up, David. I definitely want to talk to you, man. I definitely want to talk to you. Patreon membership is full. Oh, is it? I didn't realize that. Actually, if that's the case, let me open up some more spots right now. Apologies if it is full. My bad. I'm going to open up some spots right now. So hang tight. Hang tight, my friend. I wish you guys had told me sooner if that's the case. But let me add some more spots as we speak. 1905. All right. So I think I just added 25 more spots. If you guys want to join, I appreciate you telling me. I didn't realize that, and I apologize for letting it run out while on the stream. That is not very efficient of me. But you guys can also sign up through the website. So anyway, spots open. Back to the stream. But I appreciate you telling me. Spots are open. All right. Signal so bad driving in West Virginia to ask. I'm not sure what that's in reference to. I'm sorry that you're driving in West Virginia in a bad signal area. Z is worth at least 2 Dubai gold bars. Yes, I still have those gold bars. I have more than 2. I think I bought 3 in the video. But yeah, that's actually a good segue here. I am going to be giving away a gold bar because I'm trying to get my Instagram to at least 10K. That way I can get verified. That way we can stop the spammers. Because if I can get the check mark, if I can get to 10K on Instagram and I can get the check mark, then we can stop the spammers. So I will be giving away literally at random. I will just pick one of you and we'll send you a message and say, hey, you want a gold bar? Kind of like fucking Willy Wonka, right? I will be doing that once the minute that the Instagram account hits 10K. So subscribe to the Instagram. The user handle is in the description. But once it hits 10K, I will literally pick one of you guys at random. So whoever's following me, including past followers and current followers and new followers. So I'm trying to get to 10K because I want to get that check mark so that the spammers stop, because it's getting ridiculous at this point. All right, Instagram, if you guys are watching this, I know you're not, but if you guys are watching this, there has to be a way to stop this, man, because users are getting, it's not so much that I'm annoyed that people are copying my account. Yes, that's flattering that they think my pictures are worth copying. It's that they are reaching out to members, acting as me, and then trying to siphon money from them using scams. So, and obviously I would never do that. So I would hope that people would just know off the strength of my reputation that I would never do that. But unfortunately, if they're sending messages to thousands of people, there's going to be 1 or 2 people that get duped. And I want to stop that. So, Yeah. Let's get the Instagram account to 10K. That way I can get verified. That way we can stop these spammers. Cool. What is your technical opinion on Wish? Hemnath is asking. And by the way, guys, please repost your question if you donated and I missed it, because I'm going to be ending the stream probably within the next 15 minutes so that I can get back to trading. Wish, unfortunately, a lot of people were duped into buying and holding Wish because this was all over Twitter. I don't mind trading risky things. You guys know that. You guys know that with things like Sessin or even SHIB, I don't mind trading it, but I always advocate, one, position sizing, two, have your stops. Oh, I just noticed that there is a space. My green screen is a little bit off the screen. My green screen wasn't exactly aligned, so there was like a little space back here that is now cleared up. But yes, trading Wish, trading Sessin, trading SHIB, trading Doge. I always advocate position sizing, one, right? Make sure that it is not a main position. And two, set a stop limit. So unfortunately on Wish, this was all over Twitter. And yeah, there were some folks that got in early and are, you know, some of the originators of the Wish meme on Twitter. But a lot of people got caught holding the bag. And unfortunately, there isn't anything here that looks like it's going to help Wish. The only thing I could tell you is that they are reporting earnings next week. So your best bet, if you are holding Wish, I think you have more to win than to lose. It's not saying that it's going to pop, but you can give yourself an opportunity by waiting until next earnings to see if there's a reason for it to pop, if that makes sense. And then I would potentially offload my bags. But, you know, a lot of people got into Wish, unfortunately, because of Twitter. And they were, some of the wording around Wish and some of these other meme stocks was, hey, this is going to take us to the moon. Enjoy your Lambo. See you at the dealership. See you on the jet. Bullshit like that. And a lot of people got caught holding the bag. So I just want to make my position clear. I'm not against trading risky things. I'm totally against duping people into oversizing and not instituting sound trading strategies like setting up a stop limit, right? So, and it's hard for me to respect anybody that doesn't enforce those things because they want you to buy the stock so that the price can pump to, you know, whatever it pumped to $6 and they can exit while you are caught holding the bag. That's not right, right? So trading risky things is not inherently bad, but duping people into oversizing, I think, is, right? Queenie says Z is priceless. I appreciate you, Queenie, and thank you so much for being a loyal viewer. You are always on the live streams. You're always commenting on the videos. I really appreciate you. Anonymous, another $20 donation. Thank you so much, whoever that was. Amazing. Lance, stellar prediction. Stellar prediction. Are you talking about XLM? Regine, thank you so much for your donation, man. Thank you so much, Regine. Loyal viewer and now loyal donator. So thank you so much. And I appreciate the comedy in the comment section all the time. Rasmus, appreciate you donating donating a pound to St. Jude's. Thank you so much. Rasmus says, where should I invest right now, short term? Well, I talked about PayPal is a good opportunity. Roku is a good opportunity. Zillow has a good opportunity. And then obviously for the long term, I think that there are still quite a few semiconductor stocks that are undervalued. Brandon Rushing, thank you so much for the $25 donation. My question is, what will you do with SHIB? I went over this multiple times, but since you donated, I want to respect you. I already talked about this. If you bought SHIB and you did not set a stop limit, especially at this bull flag here, right? You could have set a stop limit right below it. You right now are just holding the bag. I personally would offload this and wait for support, right? Wait for the next technical setup. But just buying SHIB blindly and not really knowing what that price represents is not the way to go, in my opinion. So in my view, I would offload this and wait for the next technical setup. If it's a small position and you really want to just bag hold, you could continue to bag hold. But yeah. All right, let me see. Guys, I can't donate, blah, 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 blah. Bro, you legit. Thank you so much, Ray. Z, why don't you like to say where you're from? It's not that I don't like to say it. I like the fact that it's become sort of a meme at the moment, right? And like when people try send me Instagram messages all the time trying to guess, and 99.9% of the guesses are wrong. A couple of you guessed correctly. And I definitely give you credit when you guess correctly. But no, it's just fun at the moment. Plus, it's like I get guesses that are all across the board. So I really like to see what people think. Like I've gotten everything from Puerto Rican to Albanian, Armenian. It definitely runs the gamut. So it's just fun at this point. Solana, Levi, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Nelson Emael, thank you so much for the $20 donation. Levi and Nelson, if you guys have questions, please let me know. What is your Insta, homie? It is in the description. It's literally in the description. Just copy and paste. Levi, I don't see a question from you. Regine, if you have another question, feel free to leave it. Thank you so much for the donation. Hazy, blah, blah, blah. I'm down on Wheatstock. Brandon, God, this thing moves so fast. LaPlante says Dubai. No, I'm not from Dubai. I have a lot of friends there, and I have some family members there as well. But yeah, Sonny donated $5. Thank you so much, Sonny. If you have a question, let me know. What are your thoughts on adding BA long term? Sonny says. Okay. What are your thoughts on adding BA long term? I like BA. It's going to be a while before you see any sort of major movements on BA, but yeah, I like BA long term, especially here at a major support level. I don't mind it. I think that you will get faster movement from other stocks, but no, I don't mind BA here long term at all. I do think it'll be a while before you actually see a profit on BA and before you see a significant pop, but it is still a good stock to hold if we're talking about 5-10 year timeline. Danny Alvarado says Z is from Costa Rica. See, that's what I'm talking about. I love these guesses. No, I'm not from Costa Rica. Someone says you are not Russian. Yes, you're right. I'm not Russian. Z is from Mars. Very close. Very close. Yo, my name is Levi. That guy Z is Cuban. No, I'm not Cuban. I'm not Cuban. Yeah, but no, I like these guesses. He's Moroccan. Oh, okay, that's an interesting guess. I get that quite a few times too. But no, not Moroccan. Thoughts on Seva? I think you missed the boat, my friend. The time to buy Seva is not when it pops to $100 and gets halted. The time to buy Seva is when I said, it was sitting at the 300-day moving average. And it was still risky then. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking it for granted that it's a risky stock. It's certainly a pharmaceutical stock that has a few things in the pipeline that could go wrong. So yes, 300-day moving average was the time to buy it with a stop limit. And luckily it worked out. For me, I didn't even buy it. I just sold cash secured puts, got assigned on those puts at what was like $43. And now it popped. But right now you're just FOMOing based on the fact that it's halted. Regine, can you do technical for Plug? Yes. Especially since you left a generous donation. So Plug right now, I think that Plug, ChargePoint, and Blink all had run-ups from the beginning of October because of the hopes that the infrastructure bill would get passed. But I do think that now it is at the next stage, meaning that it has a lot to prove and the infrastructure bill has to get passed in order for these to continue to run up. So in my view, I think you are better off waiting, Regine, on a retracement, even though I'm not sure if you're in the stock already. But you're better off waiting on a retracement before jumping back into Plug, ChargePoint, or Blink. Also, there are earnings coming up next week, so keep in mind the binary risk associated with earnings. Excuse me, I need some water. So keep in mind the binary risk associated with earnings. But I think that right now, you are better served waiting for a retracement on something like Blink or ChargePoint or even Plug. But yeah, it's going to have to prove a lot from here, Regine, because it did run up. You know, we're talking, what, 66% in a month. So we're asking a lot for it to keep running up. I would even say that if you are short term, you could even think of potentially, trimming some, right? Jerry says Jordan or Lebanon. Oh, close, but no. Dominican. No, not Dominican. Iranian. No, not Iranian either. The accent is Arabic. I would say Egyptian. No, not Egyptian. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's all across the board. And it makes me happy because, it means that I can pass for a lot of things. And I like to think of myself as a citizen of the world, right? I just met you. Call me babe. Donated $20 and said, dude is Chinese. That is a baller move. He or she donated $20 just to say that I am Chinese. No, I'm not Chinese. Italian. No. Egyptian is a good guess. From Turkey. No, not from Turkey either. Guys, this whole live stream is going to turn into you guys guessing where I'm from. All right, let's see. Richard McGuire donated $5. Appreciate you, Richard. I think this is the second time you donate, so I appreciate you. If you have a question, please let me know. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for people's questions for the last few minutes. So I apologize if it takes a little bit of time, but I'm going to look for people's questions that donated because I definitely don't want to miss you guys before I bounce. But Richard McGuire says, is QS good for the long term? Yes. So QS was on before I say yes, QS was on my list yesterday for call options. And I had sent that out. I even sent that out on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, guys, if you haven't already. But I even sent this out on Twitter because I looked at, it was this right here. Will we see a pop on Quantum Strike? Lucid had a very similar pattern before the breakout. And then I even posted the flow of the options flow, right? There was a ton of call option volume coming in. There were almost 11,000 calls at 28, almost 11,000 calls at 30. And a lot of people bought call options, and the call options popped thereafter because of the technical pattern that QuantumScape was in, and it is up another 3% today. So I do think that it is risky buying it here because of it still being at resistance. And I do think that you need a significant pop above the 200-day moving average where it is finding resistance currently. Now, is it good for the long term? Yes. Is it good for the long term at this price? I don't know. I think it's very hard to value this stock. So it's very hard for me to tell you to buy it here. I really, if you're not in it, would wait for either a rejection here. And if it does retrace back down to, the mid to low 20s, then yes, I do think at that price, historically, it's been shown to be supported at that price. But it's very hard for me to make an entry here without seeing a confirmation of a pop. Now, short term, if you played the options yesterday, yeah, you got rich off of call options, but that's a very different story or a very different question than is it a good investment for the long term, right? So hopefully that answered your question. Peter Pavlos. Oh, okay. Donated $5. I thought your name was Peter Pablo. There was a rapper called Petey Pablo. Peter Pavlos, thank you so much. Anthony donated $10. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hopefully that answered your question, Richard McGuire. All right, so let me look for Anthony. Let me look for Peter and anyone else that donated. Please repost your question. Okay, Peter said, what's the best place to put some money till the end of the month? That's not really how investing works, especially if you're asking about index funds or stocks. Till the end of the month, I don't know. Go to Vegas, bro. Peter, just go to Vegas. Fuck the end of the month. Have a good 3 days, bro. Take some pictures. Let me know how it goes. There's till the end of the month. I don't know. That's not really how investing works, man. If you're swing trading, then you are going to get acquainted with knowing how to read a chart. And you are going to have your entries and exits. If you just want a place to park your money for a month, go to Vegas, bro. Have fun, honestly. Nully B says you're from Yemen. You guys are amazing. Guys, if you posted a question, please let me know. Thanks, Z. You're the bestest. Appreciate you, Regine. You are too. You are too. Ray says black and white. Okay. So this is one that I get sometimes, but not as often as Hispanic or Middle Eastern. But yeah, I do get that sometimes. Mixed black and white. But no, I am not black and white. Canary Islands, Syrian, Jamaican. Jesus. Amazing. I love it. Haitian. Yeah. Algerian, Iranian. This is amazing. Greek. All right. These are amazing guesses, but the more that you guys guess, the more I'm not going to say, because this is even more entertaining than I thought it initially was. Okay, Anthony, do you think Nokia is a buy? Thank you for the donation, Anthony. Do you think Nokia is a buy sitting at the 200-day moving average? Okay. So, yes, I think you can justify a buy here with a caveat, okay? Now, Nokia somehow continues to turn a profit. Somehow they continue to get $6 billion in revenue from God knows where, right? I don't know anybody that owns a Nokia. But I guess they are still big in developing countries. And I do think that Nokia now has adopted Android finally after years of saying that they were trying to develop their own proprietary software. And I think that they tried to develop their own, was it called Symbian, I believe? And then they chose Microsoft as their partner, Microsoft Mobile, and then Microsoft Mobile folded, and they're like, okay, fuck it. I guess we got to go with Android. But yes, I do think Nokia is okay here. I have seen some analysts talk about how they are bullish on Nokia for the long term, based on what it could do in terms of its pipeline and its business offering. But I think that you can enter here as long as you have a stop limit, and I would set it tight, man. Like I would set it maybe at $5.20 and go to sleep at night. If you really are looking for a cheaper priced stock for some reason, I do think there are better places to put your money. And Nokia is sometimes a beneficiary of the meme culture, right? Like you will see it posted on Reddit every now and again. But I wouldn't leave this wide open. Like I put a stop limit at like $5.20 and, you know, and leave it at that. But I don't think it's an investment where you are going to put a lot of money in, right? Trinidad. Wow, that's a good guess. Does St. Jude have accountability for the donation they're receiving? Yes. So the way that it works, and I'm glad you're asking, you can actually Google the YouTube fundraisers, but the way that it works is YouTube sends it directly to St. Jude. So this doesn't go through, like I'm not an intermediary by any means. It's called, what is it called on YouTube? There's a subsidiary of YouTube that handles the fundraisers, but they send it directly to St. Jude's, and St. Jude's collects the money directly from YouTube. Hopefully that answers your question, but you can look up YouTube fundraisers, and they have a whole article section on their website about how they deal with fundraisers. But the creators like me don't actually handle any of it, right? We're not intermediaries at all. We just host these live streams, and the fundraising is handled by that subsidiary of YouTube. So hopefully that answers your question. And again, obviously everybody do whatever you're comfortable with, right? I just keep this open because I would rather have you guys send the money to somewhere where they can benefit rather than send it to me, right? Like I always feel bad when people do super chats, and if we can raise money as opposed to you guys sending me the money, I would much rather have that. Yo, what bubbles are going to burst? Every single bubble. that is the feature of a bubble, right? But yeah, it's trying to identify whether something is a bubble or not. Option is not halal. That is not up for me to decide, my friend. That is up to you and your religious preferences. Jerry, question, scroll up. Please don't make me scroll, Jerry. I mean, you writing question, scroll up, you could have just wrote the question again. Lemonade, okay, there you go. Since you donated, I found it. Lemonade TA just announced auto insurance. Did they? I don't know that auto insurance is actually a profitable business, to be honest. Like a uber profitable business. But yeah, I mean, you could buy Lemonade here. There is a sort of a technical justification here on Lemonade, right? There is a support level here. At around the $58, $59 level. I don't mind an entry on Lemonade. Again, they report earnings next week. If you want to avoid the binary risk, wait until earnings. But you could enter a position on Lemonade here. It did hit high highs when there was a lot of hype post IPO, right? It went all the way up to 185. But I would say wait until earnings. And if it does drop to around the support level, then you can make an entry. But I don't think auto insurance, to be honest, is that profitable of a business and a huge reason to invest heavily into something like this. Barbados, like Rihanna. No, but I am about to go to Barbados to see if I can find her. Naman Jugani donated $5. Thoughts on Vimeo? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it from a fundamental standpoint. Obviously, they reported terrible earnings, which is why they probably dropped, or maybe they gave terrible guidance. But I wouldn't catch a falling knife here, especially, a stock that isn't really, that doesn't have a long history on the market. I would wait for a few candles to see if it can find support, but it does not report a profit, right? Actually, here, according to TradingView, it said that it reported a surprise of 3 cents EPS. So it might have reported a positive profit. But I would look at, try to find some analyst reviews on Vimeo, and some news stories on Vimeo. Vimeo Holdings EPS beats by 3 cents, revenue in line. Vimeo's revenue up 33%. September subscribers edge higher. I think that because YouTube has very strict policies, a lot of creators are going to Vimeo, especially those that have like fringe ideas. So yeah, there could be an opportunity there, I guess, as they beat earnings. It looks like then, based on a rudimentary reading of this, what is going on is there's probably a lot of profit taking. It's crazy that a company actually reports earnings for the first time and then dumps. So I would wait to see where it finds support, and you can, I guess, put a small holding in Vimeo. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. All right. Any other questions that I missed, guys? Saludos de Brasil. What's going on, Elvis? I can't wait to get back out to Brazil, man. I haven't been there since before COVID. But yeah. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Cody? Averup donated. Averup, thank you so much for your 20 Hong Kong dollar donation to St. Jude's. Appreciate you. Guys, if I missed your question, please post it because I'm about to bounce. So I don't want to bounce before I miss your question. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually go back on the chat. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back on the chat, and I'm going to look at all the donations and whether I missed all of the questions or missed any questions, and then I will answer it in the next live stream, okay? So I promise to do that. I will do a transcription of the chat, and try if I don't get to your questions after a donation, I apologize. But I will try to get to every single question next time, okay? So I'm about to sign off here because we're running on, an hour and a half almost. And I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So Averup, if you have a question, let me know. Can you say your opinion about Sam? Okay. Yeah, I talked about this before. And I thought that there might have been a good entry at this support here, but it looks like it did fall a little bit more. However, still maintaining support around the same area. They did report earnings. Did they really? Wait, what were their earnings? This cannot be right. Did they report negative 4.76 per share? That doesn't seem right. Let me look at this. Sometimes trading view is off, man. Sam is at a... Wow, I've never seen this warning on Seeking Alpha. I guess they added this feature here. This is actually pretty cool that they're giving you a warning, but here you go. Sam is at a high risk of performing badly. Learn why. Let me click this because I've never seen this. Boston Beer Company has characteristics which have been historically associated with poor future stock performance, decelerating momentum, overpriced, blah, 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 very bearish by our quant rating system. Okay, so I guess based on valuation, that's where the rub is, right? It is priced way too high, even at current pricing, even after tanking. It's price to cash flow, price to book, price to sales. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. From a fundamental standpoint, it looks terrible. From a technical standpoint, there is going to be an entry at some point. It's just hard to determine whether this is it or not. So, you know, if you do enter, I would set a stop limit at around 472 and leave it be, man. But there will be a good entry at some point. It's just right now it looks way too overvalued based on the metrics. So hopefully that answers your question. What's up, Z? Favorite place in Mexico? Thinking of moving out there. Okay, if we're talking about moving versus vacationing, look at there's two places, right? There's a state in the southwest of Mexico called Nayarit. Look there. That is a very quaint, peaceful, amazing place. And if it gets too quiet for you, then you have Puerto Vallarta right next door to Nayarit. It's literally like an hour away, if that, by car, right? So look at Nayarit, and then Puerto Vallarta is always a good choice. But, you know, I would stay on that side of Mexico. Mexico City is awesome, but it could be way too intimidating and too big for people. So if you're looking for a more quaint place, look at Nayarit. And there's a specific city in Nayarit called Sayulita. So look there, and yeah, let me know how you like it, man. I hope you move there just based on my comment from a live stream. That would be amazing if I can get somebody to make a life-changing decision based off of a comment. You are Brazilian. No, but I do get that a lot when I'm in Brazil, and it sucks because my Portuguese is horrible. My Spanish is way better than my Portuguese. So when I'm there, I tend to throw in Spanish words, and I know like I'm offending everybody when I'm speaking in Spanish versus Portuguese. But yeah, look there in Sayulita. Did PayPal just drop? Let me see. No, still at support. But again, I would place a stop limit here, as I said in my video from yesterday, around the 222 area. Guys, you place a stop limit, you can go to sleep at night. But yeah, I would place a stop limit on there. Intel, Micron, ATVI, talked about those. Rewind the tape. Canadian, no, I'm not Canadian. Totally Mexican, no, not Mexican. Oh my God, I'm getting married in Sayulita. That's amazing, Regine. First of all, congrats. I know I congratulated you on Instagram. But you will enjoy the hell out of it. And the food is really good in Sayulita. Really good. That's some of my favorite tacos. Their style of tacos, really good. And the seafood is amazing. So yeah, you will love it there. You are Punjabi. Okay, that is the furthest. That's the first time I ever got that, and that is the first time. And that couldn't be further away from what I am, but amazing. Guyanese, good guess. I've gotten that, but no. All right, DF is a no. To live, I mean, some people love Mexico City, Ernesto. Some people love it. But yeah, it could be intimidating. I could see that, and the elevation and the pollution could be hard on the respiratory system. That's for sure. Light speed, I talked about it. Rewind the tape. But yeah, guys, I love doing these. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all of the donations. And again, I'm sure the folks at St. Jude's appreciate it even more. Hopefully you guys get something out of this. Hopefully I gave you some good ideas. And hopefully you get a better sense for how to do technicals based on looking at me go through charts and stuff. But most of all, I have fun. I have fun answering your guys' questions. You guys are awesome. The best group that I have seen on YouTube. Again, if you want $100 off that options course, that link is going to be up for 3 days. So sign up. If you want access to our trading group, sign up as well. For those of you that are part of it, I will see you there. Yes, I will be giving away a gold bar for the 10K subscriber mark on Instagram, trying to get verified to stop the scammers. So help me in stopping the scammers. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and stay safe out there, traders. Peace. I will catch you on the next one. Appreciate the love. Love you all. Peace.